What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're working in our gas course project, an action RPG built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, the gameplay ability system, C++, blueprints, all that good stuff. So it's been a while since we last streamed. So just to recap where we kind of left off, we were working on our dodge ability, where we're able to dodge, and we added ability stacking, where each individual dodge has a stack with its own individual cooldown, and you can only dodge when you have at least one stack. And we got that to work. It looks pretty decent. And we got some animation on it. You can kind of see it on the bottom there, on the rightmost ability. Obviously, we don't have ability icons, so it's kind of hard to tell which one is which. But we got that working, and that's all well and good. There are just a few more bugs that I want to iron out. It's primarily on the client side. I actually haven't even run this with two instances, one with listen server and one with the client. I'm curious if this will break for either instance. Yeah, this is because of the I am GUI things. So let me just play this here. It looks good. That's the client. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the server. Yeah, the client here. Seems fine. Don't really see any kind of problems. Yeah, there's just going to be ensures when I play with both server and the client, so I'm not going to really mess with that right now. Just for the sake of my own sanity, I suppose, is the best way to say it. But yeah, let's break down a couple things that currently are some problems here. I also would want to make sure I gotta anchor this somehow. I think no. I guess there's no explicit way to anchor that, is there? Oh boy. Are we gonna get insurance every time we compile? No, I don't think so. Cool. But basically, just for the sake of testing stuff, when we play with client, we use this wait for attribute changed, and for whatever reason, the current value and the old value are the same, which is very strange. I'm not sure why, and we'll kind of see what I mean. Like when I'm client, every time I do that, every time I use a stack, it plays the same animation as it does when you're given the stack back. Whereas when I'm playing with listen server, it plays the correct one where it kind of it does this grow, just like a simple growing animation, and not this one where it kind of jumps up. So that tells me the values are not really correct with the client. Not sure why. So each time it's just popping up. And we can again prove that every time it's changed. We can do a print string for the sake of showing this and do an append. We could do, new value, then old value. And hopefully this will print correctly, and you'll see it. But yeah, basically, yeah. Saying client 3 and 3, and 2, 2. Is always kind of just printing the same. So like the old value isn't really preserved for some reason. And I wonder why. I think maybe it has to do something where I'm applying this in my dodge ability. Also, I don't know. Do I need this? I don't think I need this ability, do I? Let me just double check if I don't need, because I followed not a tutorial, but like a reference from the Risk of Rain 2, development blog on how to get this to work, and I was able to manage it without doing exactly one-to-one, which is nice. So we do less assets, less dependency there. But yeah, let's go into our dodge, and there's this dodge stack. And we're applying it here. So I wonder if I should only be applying it on the server. So there should be a point in my logic where I am doing on has authority. So maybe I can do it here. And I'll get different results. Okay, so it doesn't even apply. So maybe I don't have to do it on authority. Maybe just the locally controlled path is enough. I should just do something like that. Yeah, so like the number's not really updating. Let me just double check like this. Yeah, it's still a problem. So it seems like what I did was technically okay. Maybe like on end ability or something I should do it. I just don't understand why perhaps it's... Yeah, it needs to happen sooner. End ability is... it doesn't feel right. So I guess I was right. Like here should be okay. Let's see if I put it here. So I might have to look into this a little bit more, like off stream. Or is that actually right? Let me go slow motion. Okay, that is playing the right animation. Maybe here is actually the best place. Let's get clever real quick. Let's print out the animation we're playing. So gain. So it seems like it does try to play like multiple times. Let's put a breakpoint and see. Yeah, it definitely feels like it happens multiple times. And I wonder why. Hmm. Maybe that's okay. I don't like that it does it, but let me just be sure, because it seemed like this is fine. So maybe now I can actually make like my dodge ability. I don't know if I should really conform this to C++ at all. Might seem unnecessary, but it's a relatively simple ability. Is there anything I can just delete? Yeah, okay. I need to now, what was it that I needed to do? Da, da, da. So I do the warping, I fixed the UI part of it. Oh yeah, the duration tag stuff. So this one's gonna be probably a little tricky to handle, honestly. This has to do with my gameplay ability stuff. So there should be like duration tags. Yeah, because there's get stacked duration tag. And then I think I have a duration ability that also does that. So let me look. Gameplay abilities, duration. Yeah, there's get ability duration tags. And I feel like this could be actually just like within the base class, the base ability class, and then you know, the duration one will override it a certain way, and then the stacked ability will override it in a different way. Because yeah, if there is an ability that is stacked, then I don't think it needs to like if it should or should not have like a duration for it, or if their like duration should be treated as such. You know, like stacked duration is just different than normal duration, because the other durations like this ability that has like a little bar. You can't really see it too well, but there's like a little bar that's going across and times out, and then eventually you'll get to the cooldown. You know what I mean? Whereas the stacked one, this duration you're seeing as it's like kind of looping around the circle, that's a completely separate kind of duration. I think for now, I think I will just refactor it, and then we can just change it again if we find the need to. So let's go to our base gameplay ability class. So there's get ability cooldown tags. I think then there should be here. This one. Oops. And then I guess I have to make this virtual. And then I can just do override. Do I have to generate a new one here? Or is that okay? And I think that could be empty. So yeah, this should be okay, right? Overriding function, blah blah blah, const does not have a virtual specifier. Do I have to say like this? Okay. And just in case, I can always do super, then do this. And then within the stacked ability here, there should be like stacked duration tag or something to that effect. I think. There's no duration tag? Interesting. Okay, so there's get stacked ability duration tags. And that's in the base ability. Can I use AI? See, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that could be left alone. Because, like, what else do I not need in this thing? So, yeah, replicates. Instance. I wonder what happens if I say do not replicate. Oh, no. Okay, so there's RPC functions, of course. Local predicted, yes. But, clear. But yeah, under ability stacking. So we need, stack recharge duration. I don't think I'm using that anywhere. That's not the right class. Where's my stacked ability? Here. So nothing there, but it's in our base, I think. Stack. So it has ability stacks, max number of stacks. Am I using any of these? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Possibly that would have to be maybe an F float parameter if I want to make it all kind of better data driven, like I guess a curve float or something. Stack recharge duration though. Doesn't seem like it's needed. Let's just nuke it. We also want to remove this like the to-do says. There we go. And current number of stacks. Do I really use that anywhere? I don't think so. So I think we can also nuke that. I think that's all well and good. Let me just put a stacking ability parameters. Oops. Let's just let AI do the work here when it comes to commenting these things out. So yeah, max number of stacks. Am I even using that either? Yes, I am. And this is the one that I said that should probably be an F scalable float instead. So maybe I can change that. Let's try. So F scalable float. So we do something like this. Let's generate that again. Because I think it would be, kind of interesting if we would then have like, because I also need to do a couple other things, honestly. Like I need to give this stacking. I think I would want to have, I want to be able to maybe have a way to dynamically clear all stacks. Maybe there could be some cool like dynamic gameplay elements where like, you kill an enemy, they drop something, and when you pick it up, it gives you back all your dodge stacks or something. Or for a short duration of time, these dodges don't get stacks removed or something like that. So there would have to be ways to block that. So we have to like add a tagging component to this. I'm trying to remember which one it is. Tag this effect has. So effect, asset tag, gameplay. There's also stack, but so gameplay. And then ability dot stacking. So something like that. And then I should be able to basically remove all stacks from this one. Now that it's labeled. And I could prevent it from being used as well. I'm trying to think out loud again. I gotta go back to code here. Because we're changing this to F scalable float, the way that we're referencing max stacks, max number of stacks, we have to change how we're actually getting that value when constructing our thing here. So I don't know if this will compile. I think I just have to say dot value. So let's try compiling that, and we'll see. Because it's not that big of a refactor, but it's still a refactor nonetheless. And more often than not, I mess it up and things can't compile. So we'll try to fix it as we go along. There is a to-do here as well. Add call for ability activation fail. So error of override of function. Do I not have to make it a... Do I not have to write U function maybe? If I'm overriding it? Let's try that again. What else do we have on our to-do list? So we technically, I guess we fixed that bug with the attribute change on client, and we're finalizing this refactor. Okay, so current number of stacks we were using. So is this used anywhere? No. So GTFO, we don't need that. Recharge ability. We don't need to grant that. Seems better. We might have to just reset the max stacking parameter, because we changed it to a scalable float. It probably reset to 1, or we want it to be 3. You know, eventually it would have to be some curve table value somewhere. Maybe we can make that as well, because a lot of these things that I've been doing aren't really connected to any sort of data structure. It's a lot of like hard-coded values. Sorry, I gotta crack my neck a little bit. But maybe I can make some sort of ability data curve table or something like that, where we can start including stuff. That's also like a big question on like how do we structure our data? Like, should I have like an explicit curve table for just damage and like cooldowns and stuff like that? Probably. Maybe we can start with that. We can start with cooldowns. Start marking up everything with cooldowns correctly. Then do durations. Then do like, I guess, stacks or something. Damage. And then kind of just build from that. I think that would be a pretty good idea. Something that could kill like an hour. But still feel productive, you know? So we refactored everything. Let's go ahead. Let's make sure this, okay, the max number of stacks is still 3. That's good. Let's see if our thing still works. So it says 3, it says 2, 3, 1. Good. Okay. We also gotta have to eventually initialize health in a different way, I think. That could be another day. So yeah, let's start with our cooldowns. So I'm gonna say shared ability system. We're gonna say curve tables. I'm gonna say cooldown, or should I say ability and then cooldown? So we need to go to miscellaneous curve. Curve table. So it's going to be linear. Now we're going to call this so we're going to say curve ability cooldown. Now, naming conventions as well. So curve Okay. Let's see. Like, I don't want to add curve like that. Am I not doing this correctly? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So this one, we're going to say rename. These are going to be very I guess binary. It's not going to scale with level or anything. It's just going to be. So we're going to say player dot ability dot dodge cooldown. So we'll start with dodge. Well, I guess dodge doesn't have a cooldown. So no, we're not gonna start with dodge. Let's start with duration example. So we're gonna do example dot duration dot cooldown, right? And this one is 10. So use curve table, curve ability cooldowns. This one, put this back to 1. So that should work. So I do the duration here. It should still give me 10. Cool. Now, I don't think there's things like this at runtime. So I shouldn't be able to change it, but maybe I can. Because I changed it to 5, but... Okay, so that you can change curve table values at runtime. Very cool. So yeah, it was at 10 seconds. So we got that to work. Perfect. Next, instant example. So 6. Instant, boom. Let's confirm. Yes. Still works. Then we have aimcast example. Aimcast cooldown of 4 seconds, they say. Okay. Not sure why it has a period. Weird. Okay. Boom. So yeah, 4 seconds. Perfect. So now we'll do something similar here. We're going to say durations. Miscellaneous, curve table, linear, curve, underscore ability, duration. So ability durations like this. Great. So definitely this one. So duration. Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to look. It looks stupid. But it's just the example one. So duration example. We have here, it's 5. Can't really see that it's 5 seconds, so I'm just gonna put it to 1 so we get to see if it goes by faster. Yep, perfect. So let's leave it at 3 for now. What else? So I think only dodge has the durations here. So dodge stack duration. So example dot dodge stack duration, or dodge dot stack duration. Boom. This is 2 seconds. So now when we dodge, it takes 2 seconds to get there. Now if I were to make this value 0.2, should go by much quicker. Yep. Maybe too quick. Let's say 1 second, just for the sake of showing. Yeah. Cool. Let's keep it at 2 seconds. So we got cooldowns and durations. Now we're gonna see damage. Linear, so curve, underscore ability, damage. Yeah, we'll copy the naming like this here. So ability dot example dot projectile dot damage. Then I can go into the projectile example. We have this here. And somewhere we're applying damage. I can't remember here. So we're saying 10. Obviously, there should be more nuance to our damage formula eventually. Hey, how's it going, Agent 258? How you doing? But at this point, I need to then get a reference to my curve table. So there should be like evaluate curve table row. Should probably do it on begin play around here. Ability damage, row name, projectile damage. We can always do like error or warning. No, it's all automated as tests. I don't know if I should log anything. It doesn't matter. So yeah. So projectile base damage. That this should probably be built in to the gas projectile class. So maybe we'll do that too while we're here. This should, for the sake of anything, work. So we throw it. Should be 10 damage. It's hard to tell because they have the passive healing, but it seems like it still works. So, and the fun thing again is we can at runtime change this value. We could say 100, and it should technically kill him, and it does. Hooray! So yeah, let's keep this at 10. Let's go into C++. Let's go to our projectile class here. Also, I'm not too sure. Do I have to? No, you guys should be able to see the screen pretty decently well. So let's find our projectile. Gas course projectile. We need some parameters here. So basically just damage, right? So by default, we want to be evaluating the curve table for ability damage. I'm not sure what the safest way to do that is. Like, or if I should just in C++ kind of tell it, okay, this is the real name, you set it in the parameters or something like that. Truly actually not sure of the best way to handle that. Or if it should just be a function. And it just does this within the function. Just kind of taking the time to think about it, what would be best? Like, is it worthwhile to even do something in C++ right now? Or if it should be like a overridable function, maybe? Let's see. So you function blueprint implementable event category damage. And it should just be float get projectile damage const maybe. Let's see what that looks like. For those watching, did anybody check out the new Witcher 4 trailer? You guys excited for that at all? I'm pumped. So glad people are starting to see it. We've been working on pre-production for a while. Glad that the world gets to see at least a little bit of a glimpse. When the music kicks in that trailer when she's fighting the Balk, oof. Really kind of it hits the mood in my opinion. Hope others felt the same way. I should be able to also probably like update my banner images for something from the trailer. My social media stuff. Or I could just keep it as is with like the links icon and everything. Okay, so everything compiled, which is great. I think there should be a way to make well, the float value should default to 0 anyway. So like if a projectile, for example, does not implement the projectile damage, it should just return 0, right? I guess we'll find out. We can close our tables for a second. So there should be like override. There's any damage, get projectile damage. Yes, perfect. So I should be able to just kind of do this instead. Okay, evaluate curve, table row, ability damage. Is there a way to duplicate? Oh, right, okay. So then I should be able to say, we don't need that. So it's not March's blueprint callable, crap, okay. My markup is not good. So also, yeah, maybe it needs to be able to take F name. So curve row name, I think it should also be projectile, like that. Let me do the same for ricochets. Let's try that again. And then, I'm trying to think what other curve tables we might need. Definitely for the stacking, for the dodges. But we got damage. I'm gonna have to also add the aim cast damage there. And then once we do that, yeah, I'm not sure how I should kind of handle like the damage formulas in general. Something I haven't really given much thought into. Like, should there be like, should the player have like an attribute for like attack, right? And then this attribute is used as some sort of modifier within this damage formula. So say like the projectile damage is like 10, and then that value gets multiplied by the attack attribute in some way. So like if your attack is 100, it gets multiplied by, I don't know, some value. I don't think it would have to be 1-to-1, because then you'd be applying like 1,000 damage, and we don't really want that. Unless we want, the value to start out as 1. You have like 10 attack and all this stuff. Maybe that could work. Not 100% sure. So yeah, let's see if we can grab this. Yeah, I don't like that it can't be written correctly. This might be gross. But that should work. Okay, so those are all unused variables, which is nice. Let's see if we still deal 10 damage. We do. There is like the burning damage. Gotta add to that as well. So let's go here. So curve ability damage. Maybe there should be like a separate curve for like status effect damage. Maybe we could do something like that. Maybe there could be eventually a composite curve table or something for damage. But let's not overthink it right now. Let's just do curve. We'll do elemental status effect damage. We can do this, change the name obviously. So we're gonna say player dot elemental dot status dot burn dot damage. I think it was 6. So now I gotta find where I'm doing burn damage. I forget. Sure, if we just type in burn stack, death on burn, burn base. So status effect burn. So there is magnitude 3. Okay, this looks kind of confusing. I haven't been here in a while, so I don't remember exactly what I did. So damage over time. If I do this and I apply burn, what happens? Okay, so it is 3. Seems to have worked too. So let me, for the sake of doing stuff cleaner, something along the lines of this. Nuke you. So there is also burn duration and stuff that I have to also mark up. So we'll change this to 3. Probably under. So there is GA status. Maybe there should be like a base thing where we can get the damage. So we could probably do this in blueprints. So we could say get status effect damage. Output float. Nope. Float. Float. It can be pure and const. Out damage value. I could do the same for like duration. So let's just see duration. Out duration value. Then we can evaluate curve table row. Make this a prompt variable. We're gonna say damage row value. We're gonna give this damage category. curve table. It's going to be damage like this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So now in GA status burn, we should be able to say so get damage. I mean, I think there has to be. I think there has to be a way to make this a more readable value, honestly. Let's go back. So is there a variable type for curve? Curve table row handle. It's gonna be like this. So boom and boom. So we're gonna say damage value. Like that. So can't parse default value none for damage property like this. So we're gonna say by default it's that, and by default it's burn damage or something, right? So here, should just be readable. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's 3. And if I were to go in here and make it like 6. Yeah, now it's 6. Perfect. So jump it back to 3. I think we can make the same change within our projectile example, because that's kind of gross. Projectile. Ricochet. Oh, can ricochet needs to be moved out as well. Let's go back to code. That. The projectile damage, get projectile damage though. What is the variable type here? So curve table row handle. So maybe like that will be okay. I just don't know if it'll complain with default value, like it was mentioning in the other blueprint. We'll see what happens. See. Okay, so it compiled, so that's good. So hopefully the function will be more readable. Because it's not fun having to put in explicit like f name. It's very prone to human error at that point. Okay, so let's jump back in. So curve table elemental status, yeah. So here's this thing. We can refresh. Yeah, probably this should be a variable, but let's do something like this for now. Oops, what did I just do? There we go. Damage row. That should still be valid. Still good. Okay. Now I need, so here's our dodge stacks. So inside of our dodge ability, there is this max number of stacks. It has to be like maybe a curve ability data or something. So curve tables ability data. So miscellaneous curve table linear, so curve underscore ability data. And this could be like a lot of miscellaneous crap that may not be required everywhere. So we're gonna say player dot, oh, I don't even know how this should be named, honestly. Let's also get a damage as an example. And ability dot example dot dodge dot stack. Max stacks. 3. So like that. Now that should be readable. Still 3. Awesome. Now if I were to make this curve, say 5, it should be reflected there. Which it's not. Interesting. Now, why is that? That's an interesting bug. So that it seems like it completely breaks. Okay, so the stacking ability for sure is not reading the value correctly. So we need to go back to the stackability. So instead of saying dot value, gotta say get value. Is this what the one is? Returns the scale value at level 0. Yeah. So maybe that's actually what we want. Get value. Since this is in the CPP, it should be relatively safe to try to do a hot reload. So we'll give that a shot. I don't know why. I find it very kind of fun and satisfying to start pairing up my logic with data. It's gonna make it so much more easier and more flexible. Okay, so yeah, we start out with 3. So if I were to go to 1, yeah, still kind of breaks like crazy. So let's put a breakpoint in. So current stack info, modifier magnitude. So the value is 5, which is correct. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's behaving like that. Definitely an interesting bug. We might have to say that for Tuesday. Let me add it to my to-do list. Fix bug with max number of stacks, data-driven solution. We definitely have to add damage to our aim cast ability as well. And we also have to fix a bug with the camera. User confirmed. Where am I applying my damage? Here. So min and max here. I don't know if I should do apply damage to target data handle, probably. And this would have to be like evaluated data. Get avatar actor. Damage context, make context. Damage type. Physical, safe for now is fine. So this should technically be okay. Let's just double check. Yeah. I wonder if I don't give it a damage type, what color do I get? Just white. Awesome. But yeah, deals damage. Cool. We definitely don't want to do a random integer anymore. We want to guess in a similar vein of how we're doing projectile damage, more or less. Maybe in the in a base ability class, I would have some damage override. Maybe I can add that as well to our to-do list. So add base gameplay ability override to provide damage. For now, I do want to give it some sort of proper data. So ability damage, we're going to say new curve, rename, say example, aim cast damage, we're going to say like 200, just to give it a big fucking number. Make a function, evaluate, curve table, so ability damage, aim cast, pure, const, float, out damage. that. Cool. Get damage. Gotta do to do. Make this function in base plus ability class. Override here. Okay, good. We know what we want. We know what we want to do. Now we can just plop this in for now. Go like that. Bam. Now Incash should deal 200 damage. And it does. Awesome. Awesome. Now I'm trying to think. So this number of stacks thing is broken for sure. We need to notate that. Try to fix it later. So there is burn as a duration. So I think I need to add. Whoops. Let's look real quick. So burn full. Edit 3 seconds. But I think we need to have similar to what we have for damage, except for duration. Do that. Then we're gonna say, as an example, that name, delete. I don't like that it hits an ensure, but whatever. Burn duration. Don't want to backslash in there. And it was 3 anyway, so cool. No, not damage duration. So like that, bam, 3 seconds. So let's double check. We do, and then hit him again. 1, 2, 3, then done. Now, if we were to make this 10 seconds. Yes, definitely lasts much longer. It seems to be like 10 seconds, which is great. There's definitely a lot more nuance that we can add to these things. Like we can have like attributes on the player that can could be subject as like a multiplier. So we have just a normal duration, but then we have an attribute that just says elemental status duration multiplier, and the player can add perks that increase that multiplier. So you can increase your duration by 25% or 100%, double it and stuff. You can make builds based on that. So you're burning a bunch of people for longer, and if you have status effects that last longer, you can do a lot of cool stuff. You can do passive healing more, blah blah blah. So it can be all kind of connected. Might be difficult to balance, but for funsies, it's I think perfectly fine. So I think all that is connected. Deal damage, stays burned. 1, 2, 3, goes away. Cool. So we gotta just fix this dodge stuff for next time, I think. And so we basically have some tasks for next time. We've been streaming for only 1 hour and 17 minutes, but I think we got a lot of interesting things done. We're much more data driven. There's a lot more we can do, though. This could be all for Tuesday, I think. Let me just bring this up to you guys so you can see it. I don't know how well you can, but this is hard to do. So for when it comes to dodging, we want to also so dynamically clear or refresh full number of stacks. Just by labeling these stacks with an actual tag, this should be possible, but we want to be able to more or less prove it. And then we want to say also be able to dynamically block the usage of stacks. So say you get some sort of like temporary perk where it says, all stacked abilities no longer take stacks or something. Like basically you can use them unlimited for like, 30 seconds or something. So dynamically block the use of stacks. Free usage, I suppose. So add perks for dodging. So distance. So I know with that, we would probably need attribute multiplier. Elemental interactions. We already kind of proved this a little bit, where it's like, burn on dodge overlap or something like that. Already proven. We'll just keep it in the list. So yeah, there's still the bug for camera target overset stuff that we're going to try to have to fix. So add simple projectile ability. So yeah, we're going to have to start testing player side stuff. I know there's also like Marvel Rivals has some pretty cool abilities that I can maybe reference. Because there's like a charged super jump here. Maybe we can add like a ground slam ability from jump. So we would need to block gravity or duration. Target data. Motion warping. AoE. A lot of interesting potential with that ability. It seems kind of overly complicated. But I want to do it. It seems fun. What else did I want to do for dodging? I don't think I want to do anything else for dodging. Yeah, so add base gameplay ability override to provide damage. Replace solution for aim cast with this. And then, yeah, eventually I have to start thinking a little bit about my game loop as a whole. Because right now there isn't any sort of rules that kind of dictate what you're doing and why. We're kind of just giving ourselves a playground. And we got to start giving this playground a little bit of structure. And obviously, like, these AI need to be better and interesting. I don't know when I'm going to even try doing that. I'm very good with AI. So that's going to be a challenge. So I want to do as much as I can on a structural level to get this, like, one kind of player class fun. Like, the assumption here is I'm having some sort of elemental mage kind of class where you can specialize in your different abilities. So like your base ability is like this, and then you'll have like a second ability, like a charged version where you can like hold it and he'll do something. I'm not sure. And then eventually maybe we would have like some sort of like knight class, like like melee based, which would be a lot of fun. And I think that could be good enough. And basically just support like these different kinds of play styles in interesting ways. I just don't know yet. But yeah. But my basic game loop that I want to have is, you're killing it, either it's timed or wave based combat arenas, and as you're killing enemies you're gaining experience points or gold or some sort of currency that you can then spend in between rounds on upgrades to your abilities, unlocking new abilities, augmenting abilities, things like that. So I gotta start thinking about how I want to implement that at some point. We'll kind of just have to play it by ear. But for now, I think we're at a good spot. So that's my ramblings for now. That's going to be the end for today's stream. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, definitely check out the Witcher 4 trailer. Show your love and support there. It looks amazing. If you're watching from Twitch, make sure to follow me there on Twitch. On YouTube, make sure to subscribe to me there on YouTube. And for people and homies on Twitch, thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me there as well. So we'll be back hopefully on Tuesday. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good Sunday, and I'll see you soon.